Hello, my name is Faith Gay, and on behalf of the First Presbyterian Church of Cooperstown, New York, the Church in the Hood Ministry of Reverend LaDonna Clark, and the Cooperstown SUNY Oneonta Graduate Program in Museum Studies, I welcome you to a virtual celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. As we praise Dr. King as a great American hero, and tragically as an American martyr, we cannot forget perhaps his most important legacy, that of an American prophet. As we praise Dr. King, we cannot ignore his demand for nonviolence and equal justice for all Americans, for Black Americans, for rural Americans, for poor Americans, for newly arrived Americans. For Dr. King, quite simply, all means all. Given what happened at the Capitol last week, given that Christ's name was used to spew violence and hatred, we know that the time is now to give meaning, not just a polite remembrance, to Dr. King's prophetic voice. Dr. King taught us that nonviolence provides strength, self-confidence, and courage in the face of cowardice and hate. Just as importantly, nonviolence infects the hearts and souls of the violent and provides a rare opportunity for reconciliation in those who have swung a fist or used a gun. This is a lesson Dr. King taught us so successfully, and which we must take up with renewed vigor in our words and in our actions, and we must act right now.
Americans have always had a complicated relationship with racism. Institutional racism has been a part of the American fabric from the first introduction of African slaves to the shores of Virginia in 1619. Over the last 4 centuries, African Americans have dealt with disparities in everything from daily life to political power. This history, combined with a perceived notion of inferiority, led to racist ideas and white privilege that continue to permeate society today. This is most obvious in places with large African American populations. However, despite the isolated and predominantly white population of Otsego County, race relations and racial tensions in our area often reflect those seen at a national level. It is easy to say that racism does not affect small white communities. However, incidents locally and nationally in the last few years demonstrate that the United States has to continue to make strides towards dismantling institutionalized racism to finally realize Dr. King's dream that all people are truly equal. People must make the choice every day to combat racism in their own neighborhoods. It must be like Dr. King's late friend John Lewis once said, "Do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. Never, ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble."
On July 4th, 1827, a group of African Americans gathered here at the Presbyterian Meeting House in Cooperstown, New York, to celebrate the official end of slavery in New York State. That's right, it took until 1827 for New York to finally abolish slavery. Cooperstown had a number of enslaved people in the village in the early 1800s, and there were enslaved people throughout Otsego County and the region as well. There were also free people of color. These individuals organized to advocate for their rights. They organized to end slavery. They supported the cause of abolitionism, but they also advocated for the right to vote and equality in society. So we have a local tradition here of African American activism that ties to the broader Black freedom struggle in the United States. Martin Luther King's legacy is not just one in the southern United States, but it's one that connects directly to us here in the north, in New York, in Cooperstown and Otsego County.
Hello, I'm Katie Boardman. I'm up here at the Cooperstown Presbyterian Church. I'm the director of music here, but I also teach in the Museum Studies program of SUNY Oneonta. And I'm going to share a song with you that's a song that people use in protests, in trying to give folks courage, keeping our eyes on the prize, and even as they march. And it's a new song by Melanie DeMore, made from Oakland, California. She wrote it in 2016. You can find it at justicechoir.org online. And it's part of a long line of songs like this that people wrote and shared and used in the United States as they were looking at changes to make things better in their world. It's called Lead with Love. So jump in as you can, and I'll try to move at the same time. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope, give up hope. You're not alone, you're not alone. Don't give up hope, don't give up hope. Keep moving on, keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes, lift up your eyes. Don't you despair, don't you despair. Look up ahead, look up ahead. The path is there, the path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, 'cause I'm scared too, 'cause I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you, right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Susan B. Anthony met with county residents on February 9, 1855, right here on this site. Here on this site, she formed a committee to advocate for women's right to vote.
Oh, I wanna be ready. Oh, I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready, Lord, to walk in Jerusalem just like John. Oh, I wanna be ready. Oh, I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready, Lord, to walk in Jerusalem just like John. Well, John said the city was just 4 square. Walk in Jerusalem just like John. And he declared he'd meet me there. Walk in Jerusalem just like John. Oh, I wanna be ready. Oh, I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready, Lord, to walk in Jerusalem just like John. I've never been to heaven, but I've been told. Walk in Jerusalem just like John. The streets are pearl, the gates are gold. Walk in Jerusalem just like John. Oh, I wanna be ready. Oh, I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready to walk in Jerusalem just like John. Oh, one of these mornings, bright and fair, I'll take wings and split the air. Oh, children, just like John, I wanna be ready. Oh, I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready to walk in Jerusalem just like John. Oh, I wanna be ready. Oh,